BLSA puts on a wide array of initiatives here on campus. So BLSA does the BLSA Buddies program, which matches a 1L with an upperclassman, either a 2L or a 3L. We try to match people based on where they're from, what area of law they want to practice, what sorts of things they're into outside of school and on campus as well.
We all support each other. We see each other in the hallway, and a smile is just welcoming and nice to get from someone who shares something in common with you.
We do the Butch Carpenter Award Banquet, which actually awards a scholarship to 3 1Ls in the amount of about $35,000 every year.
Lunch talks where we have professors come and discuss issues that are relevant to the Black law students and other diverse students.
We do programs mostly for our 1Ls to first introduce them to the classroom, to make sure that they have all of the resources that they need here on campus, including how to take a law school exam, how to prepare for Write-On for Journal.
We have happy hours. We went and played whirly ball last week, and we try to do fun activities. We fellowship, we eat together, we party together, we study together.
Everyone here is super friendly, they're welcoming, they are always willing to talk, always willing to help, always willing to lend a hand. If you need something, they're there to offer you whatever they have, right? Not just like, here's a hand, but here's everything I have. And so that has been amazing to witness it, and then to become a part of the M-Law community and the M-Law Black community here, and then to give back to the 1Ls now, because I'm no longer a 1L, I'm a 2L. So I'm not just taking now, I'm also able to give as well.
I think it's important that we are helping to shape and create citizens who recognize and realize that there's much to be learned from looking through life through the lens of someone who is different than you. Being able to understand where they come from, how they view the world, gives you a better view of the landscape of our country or of the world.
It cuts to the essence of what we're trying to learn. One of our central skills is to make arguments that will reach other people. And central to that is our ability to hear and understand competing points of view,
so that all of our students have an understanding of those communities and those viewpoints. And when they go out and represent clients in the future, or they go out and start practicing and working with with a diverse group of people in the future, they have a better understanding of those viewpoints and how to engage with other cultures and other communities.
Without multiple perspectives from a wide range of students, the conversation is dangerously one note. And the challenge for the teacher is to bring those perspectives out, is to create a space in which that diversity can come to the surface, it can flourish, and it can inform the conversation and the debates that we're having.
It's a top law school, and it's more than it being a top law school because of the quality of education also comes with, number 2, the great environment and the interaction between the students and the professors, as well as the administration. It's very collegial, folks get along, and it can touch a very personal level.
We're all really competitive, we're all high achievers, that's why we come here. But if you're looking for a good school that makes you feel like home, like you're at home, and you're looking to be supported by your peers. I've had some friends who have gone out of their way to help me, and not even after me requesting it, but volunteering themselves to help me. And I just think we're really a family here, and we really appreciate each other. The alums are committed, and at the end of the day, we want to graduate and get jobs. So the alums are committed to helping us get jobs.
I think I chose Michigan because the sense of community that I felt was unparalleled. Like, I had the pleasure of going to a bunch of top law schools, and just like the connection that I felt with the administration here, from Dean Z and other individuals, students included, was pretty uncanny.
Leaders invest. I think we try and live that out every day here, whether it's in the classroom, outside of the classroom, in the community.
As a clinical professor, I'd say that I spend a lot of time with my students outside of the classroom in client meetings with my students and in supervision meetings where we're talking about their client work. So there's just a natural connection with my students outside of the class. It's really important to facilitate their learning in our seminar class. But outside of that, I would say I have more informal relationships with students and let students know that I'm always available to them if they have questions, if they're ever interested in advice, or they're interested in learning more about job opportunities. I make myself available to all of our students because I know the importance of having somebody who's had some experience and knowledge to be a necessary resource for them.
One of the best parts about being a professor rather than a law partner or some other thing one might do at this phase of their career is that I'm constantly surrounded by smart young people with thoughts and ideas. Sometimes the ideas are closely related to classwork. Sometimes they're more broadly ideas about the practice of law or even just about life. And to be engaged with students, sometimes formally through an independent study project, or often just informally in conversation.
Once we leave the classroom, in some sense, students aren't students anymore. They're colleagues, they're collaborators, they're allies, they're comrades, they're organizers, co-organizers. And so I love that space outside of the classroom, precisely because we can, to some degree, put aside the hierarchy that is sort of intrinsic to the classroom and begin to ask each other questions as peers.
Finding the time to foster relationships has been important, whether it's grabbing a drink or just going out and meet friends for some time in the quad.
Ann Arbor's really nice. It's a smaller town. I've only ever lived in bigger cities, but there's still so much to do here.
Might sit down with another one of my classmates and have a beer and talk about what's going on in the world. Or I might go out.
On Main Street and to the different restaurants in Ann Arbor, there's some really good restaurants. There's Shalimar and Lena's.
There's plenty of things that Ann Arbor has to offer, and that was really one of the things that attracted me here. So whenever I want to have fun, there's something to do.
Yes, there are places to get your hair cut in Ann Arbor. They're really close by campus. There's the Nichols Arcade, and there's a barbershop there. There's always someone there. Pretty diverse set of skills for the barbers there. So I think there's definitely a barber for anyone.
Ypsilanti, which is the next town over, it's about 15 to 20-minute drive, has a ton of black hair salons. Also, there are 2 salons here in Ann Arbor if you have natural hair that will cut your natural hair for you and style it. You can also kind of ask other upperclassmen to help you out, especially in terms of finding beauty supplies and just getting your hair done. 9 times out of 10, there's an upperclassman who can do black hair and who will help you out. Living in the Lawyers Club has been great. I would definitely say the best part about it is convenience. So you actually live on the law quad, and you live in a castle. You live in a 150-year-old castle, which is something that when can you say that in life, you know? It's great because there are lounges in the Lawyers Club where you can study or you can hang out with your friends, you can watch TV, but then there's also the dining hall. So 2 times a day, 6 days a week, your food is ready for you. It's prepared and they have some really great food.
I live in an apartment that's about 12 minutes away from campus. There are also other options. There's the Fit House, which I know some students live in, and it's actually not too far from campus. It's a pre-law fraternity that has a house for law students, and I believe some other students may live there as well. And then there's also apartments, complexes further off campus that you can access by bus or by car. Most of it is really convenient, and so there are a lot of options. It just depends on what you want the most.
I'd start the conversation with MAP, which stands for the Michigan Access Program. It starts with a 1-week pre-orientation program that focuses on issues of diversity, identity, and social justice. We also teach some leadership skills, how to deal with difficult conversations in the classroom, and the programming continues throughout the school year with a number of other opportunities to learn a great deal about these issues and the interrelations with the law. Another program focuses on microaggressions and how to cope with them. They don't occur on a regular basis, but we want to make sure students both on campus, off campus, in the legal profession, out in the real world post-graduation, know how to handle these things and minimize their stress levels as much as possible. Another recent program focused on social justice issues such as mass incarceration. We brought in 2 professors to speak about the link between legal ethics, corporate law, and mass incarceration. I focused on the war on drugs, what kinds of incentives, sometimes perverse, that our system sets up to criminalize and jail certain individuals, and how they seem to target certain communities. Having these discussions among future leaders within the legal community, whether on the legislative side, on the academic side, whether they're going to be attorneys, board members, it's important for all these future leaders to know about these things and be ready and willing to discuss them.